Hello, it's Gabriel Brown here again, adding a new installation to my podcast, a look into my life and how credit made my imaginations come true. I got quite a few emails and calls regarding a talk that I did about a data report that's related to your background history. And I spoke on how a client of mine had relatively high credit scores and had a success in our credit repair program, okay, and went to lease an apartment, and the credit check passed for the gentleman and his wife, but his background report didn't pass, I guess, the standard that the property manager for that property, I guess there are rules. You can't have certain things in your background. Well, anyway, he spoke with me about it, and I told him, listen, you got to go and request and review and then restrict all of your data reports related to background history. And so, of course, he was a little concerned about how many reports were out there and if this problem would follow him for life, because he had an issue in his background about 15 years ago. Well, I want to answer some of the questions that were asked of me by email and by phone. And one of the main questions was, well, how is it that a creditor can instantly check your background without you approving that? Because typically there's nowhere on a credit application where it says we're going to check your background, right? And I thought, well, you know what? I didn't clarify that in my talk about background data reports. Well, let me tell you, the credit bureaus actually offer background data reports along with the credit report. It's just an additional service that's requested by a creditor when they're reviewing your credit application. I have my background, or one of my background data reports, and it was almost 60 pages long. Okay? It had my driving record on it. All the way back to 1999, it had my driving history. Parking tickets, speeding tickets. I mean, it was mind-blowing to see some of these things because I didn't even remember some of the driving infractions. I didn't have a lot of them, but some of those driving infractions were when I was 16 and 17 years old. The background history report also had my rental history scores. There's scores for rental history. It had my criminal background scores. You have scores for your criminal history. It had my traffic violations, which I just mentioned. And then, check this out. This is really interesting to me. The background report covers almost all of the states in the United States and the cities and counties, and searches those instantly and compiles the background report in a matter of seconds after you request it, and has all of the cities and counties checked and reviewed if you've had any issues in those cities and counties as it relates to criminal behavior, legal issues, court matters. I mean, it's amazing how much information. As I said, I had over 60 pages. All right. A lot of it is fluff, but also a lot of it is not accurate. It actually compiles data on people that have related names that are similar to yours. And you have to see the information, because it will completely baffle you when you see that there's things up there that are not yours, all right, related to your background, related to your traffic, related to your criminal, related to evictions that you might not have had. And this information has to be restricted, but also it needs to be corrected. All right? And this background report will say that much of this information we can't say is accurate. So if you have any challenges, you can freeze this report. It says this in the report, or you can dispute it. Okay? So it's just so important that you find out about these data reports and review this information for your own good, and restrict these reports so no information will be circulating about you that's inaccurate. Nor do you want this information circulating about you, because if identity theft is the #1 crime in America, according to the FBI, of course some of these smaller companies that actually provide these data reports could potentially be hacked, and your data could be collected and sold on the dark web or the black market. All right? So the question that was asked to me by a lot of people on emails and calls to the office was, how are these background reports or data reports that are related to background, how are they distributed? They are distributed by the credit bureaus. Okay? The creditors can request a copy of this data in conjunction with your credit reports. Get some data reports as well. Not all of them, but quite a few of them, and see that information compiled with your credit report. My credit scores were also a part of the background history data report that I have on myself, and I know every time this report is collected, everyone else, or every time this report is requested, everyone else that is requested for that has completed a credit application, the same background data report is given. All right? So if you're interested in learning more about this, email me, support@secretwealthscore.com, support@secretwealthscore.com. Okay? Or you can go to the link in my bio, wealthscoresystem.com/go. That's the website, wealthscoresystem.com/go. And you can learn about the Wealth Score Academy, where I teach that there's 70 plus data reports that you should have restricted or frozen, so creditors can't review them without your permission. And we have a limited time offer for the Wealth Score Academy, where you can now gain access for 30 days for $97. That's our limited time offer. 30-day access to the Wealth Score Academy for $97. All right, I look forward to speaking with you more about this and more of my upcoming talks, my upcoming master classes. Okay, and again, if you have any questions, reach out to me, support@secretwealthscore.com, or go to the website and sign up for the Wealth Score Academy. That's wealthscoresystem.com/go, www.wealthscoresystem.com/go.